This week we venture under the sea at the Florida Aquarium.
And then we get some tips for saving money at Disney when we interview author and podcaster Lou Mongello.
Plus the latest theme park news, a new giveaway, and more. It's all happening
right now. This week's show is brought to you by Theme Park Connection, where you can buy, sell, and trade Disney items. Visit their showroom right here in Orlando or online at themeparkconnection.com.
Mousefan Travel is our preferred travel agent for theme parks, cruises, and exotic destinations. For a free quote with no obligation, visit mousefantravel.com.
Undercover Tourist is our recommended supplier of online discount tickets to Disney World, Universal, and other Orlando area attractions. For the best deals and planning tips, go to undercovertourist.com or find them on Facebook and Twitter.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the show. I'm Banks.
And I'm JeniLynn.
And this week we have a great show in store for you.
Was there any doubt?
No, I just mean we have some really cool stuff to talk about and show them this week.
As opposed to other weeks?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying
and
that
you think that all the reporters who aren't on the show this week aren't as good?
Oh, that's not what I said. No.
Thanks. I love all of our reporters, and I think that we do a great show every week. But if you've just been phoning it in this whole time...
Whoa, no. I love the show every time. I think all of our reporters are awesome. I give them my all every time. And wait a minute, you're just turning this back on me again. How do you do this every time?
Beats me, but it's always fun.
Sigh. Well, we do have a great show this week, right?
Yeah, we do. All
right.
And to prove it, let's get on to News in the Queue.
Let's do it.
Up this week, Merlin Entertainments has given more details about 3 of its global brands that will be coming to International Drive next spring.
The complex, which has had a couple of different names, will now be known as iDrive 360.
It will be the new home of Madame Tussauds, the Orlando Eye, and Sea Life, as well as other shopping and dining opportunities.
Madame Tussauds is a world-famous wax museum and showcases lifelike wax figures of influential celebrities. That's a mouthful to say.
And the Orlando Eye will be a giant observation wheel which will provide views of Central Florida in all directions from within fully enclosed air-conditioned glass capsules.
And Sea Life Orlando will be an aquarium featuring over 5,000 marine animals, an interactive touch pool, and more.
iDrive 360 is scheduled to open spring 2015. For videos and concept art, check our blog.
I feel like we've been discussing this Orlando Eye coming since the show began in 2010. Like, this has been a project that's been in the works for a long time.
Hopefully it'll get here soon.
Finally going to happen. And I love that the fact that if you have an annual pass, a Florida resident annual pass to Legoland, Florida, that pass will get you into these attractions as well.
I did not know
because
that.
Get you into all Merlin attractions around the country.
How fascinating.
So just that's a little
tidbit. Bit more bang for your buck there.
Exactly. And I'm very excited because it's going to bring a lot of big life to it. And it's the, if you don't know, the Orlando Eye is going to be the cousin to the London Eye, the famous London Eye over in England. So it's pretty much the same thing.
Aren't you just this fount of theme park knowledge?
Well, that's why I have a job here. Now, we'll head down the road a bit to Seaworld. Viva la Musica is returning beginning this weekend. It features Latin food and concerts.
You can celebrate the Latin culture at this annual festival, which features live concerts by internationally renowned Latin musical artists and authentic cuisine.
From April 26th through May 17th, festivities begin at noon each Saturday and concerts begin at 3.
For more information, visit SeaWorldOrlando.com.
Go every year. It's always a fun little Latin festival. You know, SeaWorld always does these like weekend festivals throughout the year, and this is another fun one.
I did go last year, and I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's really great, and if you're in town, definitely go check it out.
The music is really great.
Who doesn't love Latin?
One of my favorite parts of it. Now, after enjoying the food at SeaWorld, would you like some dessert? Maybe some pie? Well, then you're in luck because the Great American Pie Festival is returning to celebration this Saturday and Sunday.
Activities include the Creation Station, pie eating contest, and the demonstration stage featuring entertainment and baking demonstrations by chefs from around the country.
But the highlight of the festival is the never-ending pie buffet, which features thousands of slices of pie, ice cream, toppings, and beverages.
Tickets to the pie buffet are $10 for adults and $5 for seniors and children. All other activities are free of charge.
The event starts at 11 on Saturday and noon on Sunday.
We went last year. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
For the most part, except for when I overdosed on pie in the pie eating contest.
That was so fun. That was so fun to see. Everyone was trash talking each other. It was great.
It was. I took one for the team.
Now, moving on to Legoland, the theme park recently pulled off a remarkable feat when it ran completely on renewable energy to celebrate Earth Day.
Legoland partnered with Tampa Electric and became the first theme park to ever run completely on renewable energy for a day.
This partnership has led to several new things for Legoland, including now permanently powering a section of their park, the Imagination Zone, on renewable energy, and a new Lego Earth exhibit to educate guests on solar technology. Wow.
I have to say, this gives me a whole new respect for Legoland.
Right?
Yes, it's very impressive.
I would love to be able to, you know, I'm sure they've got what what are those things, you know, the sun, the power.
Solar panels?
Solar panels, thank you. I was trying to think of the word. From what I've seen, some of the photos, it looks like those are all over the place now, and yeah, it's impressive.
I'm incredibly impressed.
I hope a lot of other theme parks around the country will take...
follow suit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be wonderful. Well, while we're discussing fossil fuels, maybe we can look at a living fossil. A brand new walking Velociraptor has been seen roaming Dinoland USA at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
The Velociraptor, named Val, and her owner, Professor Parker Woodson, have been spotted out and about the dinosaur-themed section of the park, touring the area and meeting guests.
This is a test of the character in the park, and the future of Val will most likely be dependent on guest feedback.
The test is scheduled to run through May 3rd. And now there's been a lot of talk about this character online.
Good or bad?
Both, really.
Really?
I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, pictures kind of don't do it justice, but at the same time, even when you see it in person, it's obviously, I feel, someone explained this to me yesterday, and this is a good theory. I feel that this is a character that would work better at nighttime, because when you see the Velociraptor, you can see the puppeteer in a black suit very visibly in the daylight. It's kind of striking, and kind of takes you out of that whole feel of that this is a real Velociraptor. So,
but with an Animal Kingdom closing earlier than the other parks, there isn't much nighttime to be had.
But there is nighttime coming soon. Remember, they've announced all the nighttime entertainment that's coming before when Avatar opens up. So maybe this will be some part of that nighttime entertainment. So I've got a feeling that this is a test for something in the future. They're just seeing how it does out in the streets. That's my feeling.
Well, we'll all find out soon enough.
Yes, and finally, sticking with the mouse for a minute, Disney has found a new sponsor for several of their events that you will have to see to believe.
Transitions Optical has signed an agreement with Walt Disney World Resort to be a sponsor of the signature events at Epcot, the Run Disney Series, and the Festival of the Masters at Downtown Disney.
While at these signature events, Disney guests will have the opportunity to learn more about Transitions lenses.
And as part of the campaign, Transitions will be bringing MLB Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr., musician Darius Rucker, and celebrity chef Robert Irvine to several of the signature events to discuss their experiences wearing Transitions lenses.
Wearers of clear eyeglasses lenses, like mine, can visit Epcot right now to receive lens trial decals for the chance to try Transition lenses in their own prescription to experience the lenses firsthand. This is something I would love, because I do have prescription sunglasses, but you know, it can be a hassle to switch between glasses, so I would love to be able to try this out and see if this works.
I'm a fan of Transitions lenses. Two of my kids wear glasses. My son had Transition lenses for a while before he switched to contacts, and it was fantastic for the same reason. He loved them. We loved them.
I would hope to be able to try them out for these glasses very soon.
I definitely felt like they were worth the price.
Yeah.
Hi everybody! For this week's Hidden Mickey, let's go to the Art of Animation Resort. Behind the big blue pool, a play area for kids is formed by a blue coral reef rising from the ground. Walk to the left of the slide exit and duck your head as you enter a small passageway through the coral. Halfway along the passageway, about 3/4 of the way up on the right wall, depressions in the rock form a classic Mickey. Happy hunting with this one.
Theme Park Connection offers a wide variety of pins, props, figurines, artwork, signs, decor, cast member exclusives, and other one-of-a-kind finds. Looking to sell your old collectibles? Theme Park Connection will buy them from you. Visit their showroom located minutes from Orlando International Airport or find them online at themeparkconnection.com.
Now, you may be wondering why we're sitting in what looks like to be an old ride vehicle. Well, that's because here at Theme Park Connection, they got a lot of old ride vehicles in. Like behind us, you can see Starjets, which was the old Astro Orbiter. These have unfortunately been sold, but there is still one available from the Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue ride at Disney California Adventure, the taxi cab. They still got that on sale here. But this one we're sitting in specifically is from the old Epcot Center attraction, the Living Seas. Back before it was the Seas with Nemo and Friends, you sat in these at Sea Base Alpha and you went through the Living Seas. And you know, speaking of seas, if there's one thing Florida has, it's beaches.
And along with those beaches comes a love of marine life.
Nowhere is that love more apparent than at some of our world-famous aquariums, including the Florida Aquarium in downtown Tampa.
And of course, being in the heart of the attractions in Central Florida, you know that this won't be your average aquarium.
Oh yes, we sent our investigative reporter Anthony out to see exactly what makes this aquarium so special.
Hey guys, it's Anthony, and today we're checking out a first for the show, the Florida Aquarium here in Tampa. Now it features an array of sea life, so let's dive in and explore. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the aquarium?
Absolutely, yeah. The Florida Aquarium opened in 1995. It was one of the first aquariums that was actually built as an aquarium, which makes it kind of unique. And as you go through the Florida Aquarium, a lot of people don't realize that you're actually following a drop of water. So you start off in our wetlands trail with fresh water. You see things that you would see in wetlands. And as you go deeper into the aquarium, you go deeper into the ocean.
And what's unique about the Florida Aquarium versus other aquariums in the Central Florida area?
We have over 20,000 different types of sea creatures for people to see, including our new Journey to Madagascar exhibit, where we actually have lemurs. A lot of people are surprised to see lemurs at an aquarium, but we really try to give you a global experience, something from sea level to tree level, something for everybody.
Not only can you go under the sea here at the aquarium, but also along the shore in this giant dome dedicated to Florida's wetlands. As part of their newest exhibit, the Florida Aquarium features ring-tailed lemurs. Now let's journey to Madagascar. From brackish water to salty water, we're in the bays and beaches part of the aquarium now, dedicated to some of Florida's indigenous species. Now, growing up in Tampa, I used to come to the aquarium all the time, and my favorite part was always the no-bone zone. We can touch sea anemones, starfish, and even a spiky friend or two. For an added cost, anyone ages 6 and up can snorkel with all these fish behind me in Florida's coral reefs. Now let's see some real live sea dragons from the other side of the world in Dragons Down Under. The ocean is full of all kinds of lights and sounds, and the interactive Ocean Commotion exhibit allows you to experience just that. Now this is what I call a school of fish. Now, if you have little tykes, be sure to bring their swimsuits. Explorer Shore is a huge outdoor play area and included with admission. Phew. As you can tell, there's a ton of stuff to do here at the Florida Aquarium. Now, if you're interested in coming out, the Florida Aquarium is open daily from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and visit flaquarium.org for more information.
The next time you plan a Disney vacation, book with a travel agency that's been specifically designated as an authorized Disney vacation planner. Unlike some other agencies, many of our agents' exclusive knowledge of Walt Disney World can help you get the most out of your vacation, and the assistance of our travel professionals can help you get a customized Disney vacation that's just right for you, your family, and your budget. Start planning your magical vacation today by visiting mousefantravel.com.
We recently invited Lou Mongello, author and host of the WDW Radio podcast, to come in and talk with us about his newest book, 102 Ways to Save Money for and at Walt Disney World. Lou was nice enough to sit down with JeniLynn and answer a few questions. Take a look.
Okay, Lou, let's start with talking about you. Tell us about your beginning as an author, a podcaster, speaker.
It actually goes a little bit farther back than that. I used to be a lawyer in my past life in New Jersey, two things that you should not hold against me. But I always had this love and passion for all things Disney, and I was in an IT consulting company, and I had this idea of sort of making something once and reselling it, and all I really knew about was Walt Disney World, so I had this idea, can I challenge myself to write a book and get it published? I wrote my first book in 2004, thinking that was, you know, the end of the game, and I was gonna be a lawyer for the rest of my life, and the book turned into a website and a community and podcasting and videos, and sort of the snowball started to grow. Wrote a second book and started putting out some other products, and in 2007 I sold everything I had in New Jersey and took the leap of faith and moved down to Florida, and have been doing it full time ever since, and you know, continue to sort of just grow my love of Disney.
Which brings us to your book now that you've just written, 102 Ways to Save Money for and at Walt Disney World. Now you've broken it down in a really simple and friendly way, so tell us about that.
Yeah, the idea was to put it in a very easy to follow list. You know, I didn't want to make this gigantic novel that people had to read. I want you to be able to search through the book for what you want, or sort of just go down the list from 1 to 102. And I really broke it down logically, at least in my mind. Think about even things before you go, right? Ways to start planning for your trip, ways to start saving for your trip to Walt Disney World, things you should do before you even start your vacation. Then where should you stay? When should you go? Tickets, dining, a lot of dining. Merchandise, and then I also end the book with 40 free things that you can do, eat, enjoy, and collect while you're there.
So it's not even just logically, but it sounds like it's also kind of chronologically.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Now, why 102 ways? I mean,
So,
most books are 100 ways, 99 ways, 101 ways, but you're 102. What's that about?
That's the Disney nerd in me coming out, because in Disney code, in Disney speak, when an attraction is down or it's under for refurbishment, it's known as 101. When it comes back up again, it's 102.
Oh,
So,
okay, I see, I see. Well, now, who is this book written for? Is this written for the newbie or the veteran Disney vacationer? Both?
yes.
Oh,
Yes,
both.
it's really written for everybody. So whether it's your first time planning a trip, whether you're going solo or with, you know, the entire tribe, or you've been there 100 times, I think you're going to find some valuable stuff in there that you probably never thought about before. If you've been there and you think that you're a seasoned Disney veteran, there's a lot of things you probably do remember or probably do know, but I also put some things in there that maybe you never thought about before that I do guarantee that if you do not save the amount of money that you paid to purchase the book, I will gladly refund your money, because I guarantee that if you use, you know, just a few of the tips in there, you'll definitely save on your next trip.
Well, this brings us to a very interesting question. While you were doing your research for the book, did you come across any tips that you were a little bit surprised by?
The book accidentally became 102 because it started off as a much shorter list, and I was learning more and more things as I went along and as I talked to people. And I think some of the things that I found that really intrigued me was ways to save on food, right? A lot of ways to save on dining, and whether it could be, you know, in the multiples of $2 here, $4 here, $10 a day, all those things really started to add up. So even something as simple as going to a counter service restaurant and not ordering a side dish, which maybe you don't realize when you get there, but that for a family of 4 could be $8 a meal times 3 meals, 7 days. It eventually adds up to be quite a lot.
Are we going to be seeing more editions of the book to keep up with the changes that constantly take place?
The book took longer to release than I thought because because things do change all the time. And because it does come out it's available in both digital format and print format, I try and keep it updated as much as possible. And who knows, there might be some additional tips that might get added to a future book as well.
Well, I'm a little bit curious. How do you go from trivia to saving money? You're just all over the place. Because really, in the past 10 years that I've been doing this, the question I get from anybody, as soon as you say that I talk about Disney, I love Disney, is, oh, how do I save? Where's the best place to stay? How do I save money? When should I go? And that really was sort of the impetus for the book, because I was trying to solve a problem I think that every guest going to Walt Disney World has. Okay. In addition to writing the book, are you going to be continuing all the other things that you've been doing, podcasting, speaking, and so on and so forth?
I'm always juggling a lot of different balls in the air. So I do the audio podcast every week. I try and release a video every week. I do a live broadcast every week. I've started speaking over the last couple of years about Disney and social media and podcasting and technology, speaking a lot to schools, trying to inspire kids to follow their dream and do what they love. And I always have a few other irons in the fire that I'm working on too. So.
Yes, you always do. Lou, in the case that we have some viewers that aren't already following you, can you please tell us where we can find you online as well as how we can get your book?
Sure. To learn more about the book, you can visit Disney102.com. It's also available in print and on Kindle from Amazon. It's in Nook, iBooks, and Kobo, if you're up in Canada. You can also find all the other Disney stuff that I do over at WDWRadio.com, and my personal website is LouMongello.com, and I'm also on the Twitter and the Facebook and the Instagram and all that stuff.
Lovely. This week's tip comes from viewer Christopher Tomlinson from Scotland. He suggests filling up your water bottles the day before you head out to the attractions and freezing them overnight. The next day, while you're walking around in the hot Florida sun, the ice in the water bottles will begin to melt, and this can ensure that you have ice-cold water to keep yourself refreshed. As long as there's still ice in the bottle, you can also continue to fill it at the water fountains, giving you a cool drink all day long. Just don't forget to pull it out of the freezer before you leave for the parks.
Don't pay full price for your theme park tickets. Undercover Tourist gets tickets straight to your door for less than gate price. All tickets are new, authentic, and backed by one of the best refund policies. Our Disney tickets are RFID and FastPass Plus enabled and can be linked directly to My Disney Experience. Add a car rental and save up to 50% on your vacation package. Find the best day to visit each park and other planning tools at undercovertourist.com. Visit undercovertourist.com to buy your tickets today.
We had a great response for last week's giveaway.
Yes, thank you guys so much for helping us get the word out about the show and for letting us know what you liked about it.
Not to mention the personal compliments for the two of us. You guys are so sweet. I wish we could give something to all of you.
But sadly, we can only have one winner, just like one Highlander. There can only be only one.
Okay, and this week that winner is Gabe's Imagination, also known as Disneyman 2021 on Twitter, who said, "Banks and JL are the best hosts ever."
Congratulations and thank you for that.
Keep an eye out for a message from us.
Now this week's giveaway, we have an autographed copy of Lou's new book that we talked about earlier in the show, 102 Ways to Save Money for and at Walt Disney World. You can see autograph right there. Plus, we're also going to give away some more of the Tokyo Disneyland maps provided by Theme Park Review.
What do you want to do this week?
You know, why mess with one of our good ideas? I think it's time for another mystery sound. Everybody ready? JeniLynn, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here it is.
All Okay, to enter this week's giveaway, send an email to info@attractionsmagazine.com and let us know where you think that sound was recorded. You must include your full name and address, and if you're under 18, please get your parents' permission. You can only send one response, and we need your email by the end of next Tuesday, April 29th, 2014. One winner will be randomly chosen among all the correct responses. Good luck.
Finally, we want to thank Mouse Fan Travel. Let them plan your next trip, whether by land or sea. For a free quote without obligation, visit mousefantravel.com.
And much thanks to Theme Park Connection, where you can buy, sell, and trade theme park items. Visit the showroom here in Orlando or online at themeparkconnection.com.
We're also thankful to Undercover Tourist, our recommended supplier of discount tickets to Orlando's attractions. For more information, visit undercovertourist.com.
Remember, you can watch a brand new episode of the show each week.
You can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter right here.
Also, don't forget attractionsmagazine.com for news and videos throughout the week.
And of course, the magazine itself. Order our spring issue today for your full guide to Disney's new Magic Bands and Fast Pass Plus.
What a great show this week ended up being.
Yeah, you know, although it was no better or worse than all of our shows, which are equal in quality and awesomeness no matter who our reporters are, because they're all amazing and work very hard.
Are you getting a little paranoid about what you say?
Just trying to cover my bases, ma'am.
Fair enough.
Yeah, although we do have some unique and specifically awesome events coming up this weekend.
Like what?
Well, like the Great American Pie Festival we talked about earlier. The never-ending pie buffet may be the greatest thing ever invented, my man.
After the amusement park.
That may be a toss-up.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, of course, the Viva la Musica Festival starts this weekend at Seaworld.
Also, don't forget this Friday and Saturday you can participate in the $1 Million Arm Pitching Contest we talked about last week.
And the Epcot Flower Power Concert Series is going on. This weekend, check out Herman's Hermits, starring Peter Noon.
Fun.
Absolutely. I think we should go ahead and stop here before someone makes me start singing Henry VIII I Am.
Is that a Herman's Hermit hit?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, then thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And thanks so much to you guys for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in next week.
What?
But why are you so red?
Oh, did you notice the sunburn? The sunglasses? Well, I was out at the Magic Kingdom a couple days ago to film. They were filming a commercial for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So we got to see our first look at actual riders on the trains, and we have the video on our YouTube to check it out. It's the first time we've seen people that are not crew or Imagineers riding it. I mean, of course they were extras, and, you know, they were actors on it. They weren't day guests, but it was still cool to finally see some regular people riding it.
That is cool. Sounds like we're getting close.
It's getting very close. I'm very excited. It's a very quiet coaster, and it looks like it's gonna be very fun. We'll be there next week covering it, so look for that in a future episode of the show. And, you know, be sure to visit your local attractions, try something new, stay safe, but most of all, have fun.
Secret blooper of the week.
The Florida Aquarium here in Tampa. Now,
And this week we have a great store. Great store right here at Theme Park Connection.
We do. It's the best. Okay, Lou, for all of our viewers that may not already be following you, which seems unlikely, but just in the case that is, you know, I totally screwed that up.
It was my fault.
In the case of
I am not a lawyer.